Alrighty, so super exciting video today. What we're going to do is we're going to show you exactly how to predict your profit on your deals before you even purchase them. So pardon me while I get these cameras straightened out. I got a couple of cameras going today. And you know what's crazy about these videos is they're actually in mirror image, and so you can't read the URL that I just wrote up there. So the video looks a little dark there. I'm going to try moving this thing. Bear with me 1 second. That's a little bit better. All right, so here's the deal. So we got cameras in a couple of different spots here. So on this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to predict your profits on your rehab deals to the penny before you even buy them. Okay, so this is super cool. We've automated the process using my spreadsheet, and I was gonna take notes on here, but for some darn reason, the way the camera works, it's very interesting. So I'm gonna take notes for my own benefit, and you'll have to take written notes yourself. All right, so here's the deal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start assuming that we've got a $200,000 ARV. That's a $200,000 after repair value. Okay. And then, let's say you buy the property for, let's just keep it really easy for me, because I'm homeschooling, right? Let's say you buy it for 100K purchase, okay? So you sell it for 200, you buy it for 100, and let's say it's a decent deal. And let's say you're putting in 35K rehab, all right? So you add those up, that's 135, and you've got a $200,000 ARV. So then the question is, what expenses do you need to take into consideration to know exactly how much money you're going to make? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list for you the examples or the items that you need to learn or list on your own. So I'm just going to delete that screen since you can't read it anyway. What you need, the expenses you need to deduct. So first of all, you've got your closing costs to buy. Okay. So in Philly, if you're doing half of it, that's 2%, right? If you're in the suburbs, it's 1%, right? So your closing cost to buy. That's for transfer taxes. Then your other miscellaneous closing costs, like title insurance, that's going to be about another 1% or so. So anywhere from 2%. I know you can't read that, but I can, so it makes me feel better writing it. So 2 to 3% of your purchase price is going to be is closing costs. All right. Then additionally, what other expenses do you have? Of course, you've got your rehab. Okay. And then these are all numbers that you can subtract out of the ARV. So you got your closing cost to buy it, your rehab costs. Now, what about your holding costs, right? I know you can't read this because this is mirror image, but it's still fun to write. So I like this electronic board, it's super cool. So holding costs, what are some examples of your holding costs? So for example, you've got things like utilities, right? Oh, by the way, you guys want to, let me know, you got a comment on here, if you want a super ninja tip to save you money on your construction projects. We started doing this and it saves us hundreds and hundreds of dollars every single month. But you've got a comment. Tell me you want it. Tell me you want the super cool ninja strategy for how to save money on your utilities, all right? So holding costs are things like utilities, okay? Nobody said they want it, so I'm not going to give you this super ninja tip to reduce your holding costs unless you tell me you want it. So one, you've got your utilities. Next, you've got things like insurance. You've got things like, shoveling the snow, plowing, cutting the grass, that kind of stuff, right? So you get your holding costs to factor in. And then you've got your financing costs. Okay. Financing. So you got 2 to 3% of the purchase price is the cost. You got to subtract that. Your construction costs, your holding costs, your financing. Then what else do you have? You have your commissions, which would come, and your closing costs to set. Okay. So your commissions are going to go from 5 to 6% depending on what you do. So 5% commissions to sell the house, and then you've got another. For your closing costs, you've got another 1% typically to sell it, or 2% if you're in the city. So, that is about it. Does anybody want to know? Somebody comment on it. Great. So here's the deal. Here's how to save yourself hundreds of dollars a month on your holding costs. Let's just do some simple math here for a second. So, I'm going to assume that you, if you're watching this video, you have the inclination to actually scale your business and grow your business. Okay? And so, doing that, so you've got to take into consideration, a couple $100 a month per project. If you're doing 10 houses, that's $2,000 a month of money that would be just down the drain if you didn't save this money. So what we do is we put into our special independent contractor agreement for the holding costs here, is we will pay up to no more than $300 per month on the utilities of any project while it's under construction. You know what that does for us? Well, first of all, it makes sure that we actually keep it below 300. Rarely does it go over, but this last month we had 3 projects, 3 out of 19, that went over the $300 per month limit. And so one of them was by $11, one was by about $90, right? Different contractors. And it's not the $11. I really couldn't care less about $11. What I care about is keep my utility bill down, right? Be more than $11. So I made the contractor write me a check for $11. Now, why in the world would I make him write an $11 check? Because I wanted to be such a royal pain in the butt that there's no way in this world. So I kid you not, he wrote me the $11 check. I go by the project. This is a block away from my house. And I go by the project. There's this picture, this handmade sign on the front door taped to it. It says, be sure all lights are turned off and temperature turned down to whatever it was at the end of every day. You know what? When I was paying all the utilities, I never saw a sign like that. So it's super cool. It works. So anyway, so these are the costs that you have in your project. So now that we've got that list, let's go through a real life example. And again, I'm sorry if you cannot see these. You know what? I don't want to. So we got we're buying a house for $100,000. Let's say it's 2%, right? So $2,000 for the closing costs. A rehab we said was $35,000, right? And our holding costs, we typically average that at $250 per month. $250 per month. This is super cool by the way, we base our projects off of 6 months ownership time, which is actually pretty darn accurate. So 6 months times 250, I don't know, what is that? So 150, so you got $1,500, right? That's gonna be things, that was utilities and stuff like that. That insurance is gonna be, let's call it another $1,000. That's not quite accurate, it's pretty close. It's all built in the calculator. I'm not used to having to figure stuff out myself. Then we've got our commissions and closing costs to sell. Again, this example, we bought the house for 100, put in 35,000 in work, and we're selling it for 200, right? So commissions and closing costs to sell the house, it's going to be 7%, 6% to realtors, and 1% to for transfer taxes. But Jim, I'm a licensed realtor. I don't need to pay a realtor 6%. Well, guess what? You got to plan on it. Now, if you get lucky and you are an agent, you still ought to get paid for the work. You still deserve to get paid for being a realtor on your own deals. So you need to factor it into your deals. Otherwise, you're dealing off of fake numbers, okay? So you factor in 6%. And by the way, a little tip, by the way, is when you go to sell your houses, pull comps on the houses that have recently sold in that immediate neighborhood and see how many commissions that the agents are actually getting paid. The buyer's agents are getting paid. You'll see a lot of times it's 2.5%. So you can save yourself a half percent. But anyway, budget on 6% for commissions and 1% for transfer taxes, okay, to sell the house. Now, if you're in the city, again, up that by another percentage, this happens too. So on a $200,000 house, 7% of that is $14,000. 1, 2, 3, right? And then financing. How do we budget in the financing? So on a $200,000 house, you would have borrowed $140,000 at least. It's just for easy math, because I'm doing this on the fly, no calculator. Let's say it's $140,000. But Jim, I bought it for 100, put it in 35. I only need to borrow 135, not 140. Well, actually, you should have borrowed about 145 on that deal, okay? Because you got to cover your closing costs to buy it, and your holding costs, and maybe some whoops factor stuff, right? So we got a $140,000 loan, and let's just for easy math say that you're paying 10% interest to your private lender. So what's your interest cost on that deal? What's your interest cost? Somebody tell me, $140,000 loan, you own it for 6 months at 10% annualized interest. How much interest are you paying for 6 months of ownership time? Well, it's really easy. You take the dollar figure, the loan amount, times 0.1, the 10%, right? Which will put at $14,000 on a $140,000 loan, right? A $140,000 loan, that's for an entire year, 14 grand. You're only going to own it for 6 months. So what is that? That is $7,000. So again, I know you can't read this, but I need this to reference. That's pretty much all of your costs. They're going to get subtracted out of, I'm sorry, you could read this over here. They're going to get subtracted out of your $200,000. So let's just add these up real quick. We got 37, 38 and a half, 39 and a half, 43 and a half, 53 and a half, $60 and a half thousand dollars. So we got 60, 500, and 100 to buy it. That means you would make $29,500 net before taxes on a 35 and sold it for 200. Okay, buy for 100, put in 35, sell for 200. You think you're making 65 grand? You're not. You're making a net of 29,500. Again, how did I get that math? I took $200,000 minus the closing costs. Each of these figures, the 2 grand, the 35, the 1,500, the 1,000, the 14,000, the 7,000. All that totals 60,500. So we take the 60,500 and the 100 grand purchase price, subtract that from the $200,000 ARV. That gets us a net, and my math is right, which, you know what? It's not. It's $39,500. Big difference. $39,500. $39,500 is what you netted on that deal. Super cool. Now, again, how are some ways you can drill deeper and save some money? Look for ways to only pay. Look to see if buyer's agents only getting paid 2.5% to bring a buyer. For the holding costs, this one right here, for the holding costs, put it in your independent contractor agreement that you can only pay for the first $300 of the utilities per month per project. And when you're buying, always try to negotiate, especially dealing with wholesalers. Always try to negotiate. You don't pay any of the closing costs to buy. Okay, totally up for negotiation. The only time that stuff's regulated is when you're selling, say, to an FHA buyers or a VA buyer, especially. They're only allowed to pay certain closing costs. Okay. So anyway, that's how we do it. Now, you saw how that took me. The timer's going 11 minutes and 42 seconds so far. 11 minutes and 42 seconds. How would you like to do it in 30 seconds? So it's super cool. So the way we do it in every single project is we actually use the rehab calculator, which I wrote the URL up here, but because of the mirror image, you couldn't see it. The video is reversed. All the writing is backwards. Got it. I know that. I know I can see the screen. So, but anyway, it's still fun. It keeps me on track. So anyway, you want to get my calculator that we use in our business to automate this process. So all you got to do, think about it, you only need 4 pieces of information. You need the ARV, the purchase price, and the rehab figure, and the annual property taxes, which, by the way, I missed that in here too. So annual property, plug in those 4 figures, and it instantly spits out your net profit, something that took me 11 minutes and 42 seconds to do. So that is super cool. So if you want to get that calculator, go to www.jimsrehabcalculator.com. I think it's on a link below the video somewhere. So go to jimsrehabcalculator.com, and you will be able to, let me look for some questions on here. Let me, yeah, it's on there. So it's on there. Cool. So go to jimsrehabcalculator.com. Do this in 30 seconds for every deal. Also, what is super cool on that calculator is there's a checklist that you can follow that has the repair cost per item. So not only that, not only can you calculate your net profit, but in addition to that, you can also estimate the repairs super duper quickly and easily. So we calculated offers, crunch our numbers, and estimate the repairs in about 12 minutes on every project. Think about all the time that's going to save you. So that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Let me figure out how to turn off these cameras here.